Yeah, I just want to respond to some of the videos I've been seeing online as it relates to the Trinidad and Tobago general election that was held recently on August 10th. And I'm absolutely disturbed by some of the logic coming from some of these videos. The election was held, the PNM won 22-19. And as far as I know, the election was done in a fair and responsible manner. But there are some people, it seems, believe that they have some right to win or to rule. And any defeat is viewed as an affront to them. And I'm particularly disturbed by some of the comments from people who are supposed to be responsible individuals, supposed to be learned individuals, who claim to be patriotic Trinidadians. The name calling, the insinuation, and the racist tropes that has been coming from the mouths of some of the political leaders, some of the people on the platform. It's absolutely amazing to me. How could you insult people and expect them to vote for you? And some of the racist ads that were created. And you're going to tell me as a political leader that you don't know who's making ads and what kind of ads are making, and you're not endorsing those ads? As a political leader, well, that's your first failure as a political leader. The people of Trinidad and Tobago saw the performance of Dr. Rowley and the PNM, and they decided to give them a second term. Given the harsh circumstances under which they had to govern, whether it be the oil situation, whether it be the pandemic, whether it be the crime, whether it be the oil prices, and given the obstacles they had to deal with, not to even mention the fact that the treasury was practically empty, and they had to function under those circumstances, I think they've done a tremendous job, whether you like it or not. And this tribal warfare, you have people, interpersonal reactions between Indians and Africans in Trinidad and Tobago, on the most part, is good. People are intermarrying each other and all that sort of thing. So why is it that when the election comes around, these demons and these monsters come out of people? And it makes you wonder, well, if you feel this way at election time, who else feels this way? This young lady from this milk company that made this egregious statement about black people and calling us cockroaches and all that sort of thing. Who is just lining up by the doubles man to buy the doubles and the roti shop? Who just coming into your business and buying liquor and buying food and all that sort of thing and drinking your milk? And that is what you're going to call them? Cockroaches? So the frightening thing is, who else feels this way? Does the doubles man feel this way? Does the people in the gas station feel this way? Does your doctor or the nurse who's sticking a needle in your hand feel this way? You never know. And it's a frightening thing to even contemplate. And rightfully so, the management of the milk company fired her backside, and Massey stores pulled the orders from them, and that was the right thing to do. But then the company is appealing now, well, don't hold us responsible for the statement of an individual. Racism is not learned. I'm sorry, racism is not something that you're born with. And you see how children interact with each other. They don't know anything about racism. It is something that is learned. And the question Trinidadians have to ask is, why did she feel so comfortable going online and making those racist statements? Because she's comfortable in her home using those racist statements with the rest of her family. And even though the company now is trying to save their dollars by avoiding the backlash that was going to come from her statement, she had to learn that from somewhere, and she learned it right in her home around her dining room table. You're not born with racism. You learn it. And so I can understand the company trying to protect themselves, and that's fine. But generally, Trinidad and Tobago is a multicultural society. And if you feel that the only way that you are validated as an individual is to vote for your own race, and that the only time you feel validated is if someone of your race is in charge, well, then you have a problem. You have a problem. PNM was the right choice, given the abysmal performance of the previous Prime Minister and their political party, and the manner in which they tried to fleece the country. Unqualified people getting jobs and raises and let's not talk about the Attorney General. The way they fleeced the country of its resources. They did a horrible job. Crime didn't go down under your administration. And so now to say that the PNM is not the right choice and that somehow you are aggrieved because the PNM won the election, and I asked the question, what did this African people in Trinidad and Tobago do to the East Indian community? Everything you have as a people was gained under the People's National Movement. Nobody stopped you from going to school. If you want to talk about institutional racism, nobody stopped you from getting an education and going to university. Nobody stopped you from buying land and building homes and building businesses. Nobody stopped you. Who prevented you? I would like any one of you to tell me who prevented you from being successful in Trinidad and Tobago. Who denied you because of your race to be who you are today? It is ridiculous, the kind of venom and the hostility towards African descendants. African people are the most accommodating and embracing and loving people you have in the face of the earth. Everybody hates black people for what? Because the white man has pushed the black man at the bottom of the economic ladder and tried to prevent him from moving forward. They've done it all through the centuries, and they're still doing it now. And other races now have picked up the mantle of pushing black people down and trying to prevent them from succeeding. What have we ever done to you to deserve this kind of vitriol, this kind of insult and abuse? We have never done anything to you. Trinidad and Tobago is a multicultural society, and we all have to embrace our different ethnicity and our heritage and our history. And this sort of racism is not going to work. It is not going to work. It is nasty. It is disgusting. Let us continue to live in peace and harmony. And when election come around again, let's have a different dialogue about how the ruling party has performed under the situation. All right?